I'm Gary Earl, Nashville producer. Today, we have a special treat for you. We have from the Arnett Group, Scott Arnett and Don Starry.
Hello, good afternoon, Gary.
They're down in Nashville currently because they have a unique service to offer indie artists and songwriters and musicians. Indie groups, publishers maybe even, right? So gentlemen, would you like to tell me exactly what your company does?
Absolutely.
Scott.
So the Arnett Group is a technology company. So we started out as an information technology expert type company, and we've gone into branch out into the music industry. To us, as we've started seeing, more and more artists, independent artists, out there struggling, trying to leverage technology to get their music and get their name out there and stuff like that and all. And we can, we've got the infrastructure, we got the knowledge, we got the background. So what can we do to help them get their music, get to the front of the fans, and leverage that technology? So that's what we've done. We've gone ahead and we've added a music division. We've brought Don Starry on to help focus in the Nashville market, to take those technologies and to work with independent artists and help them get their music to the fans and their merchandise and tickets, that type of stuff.
So it's very common for indie artists to be posting to Facebook or sending a Twitter or post an Instagram photo, but not everyone has the wherewithal and the background and experience to build a website that they can sell their music off from and understand how to do the SEO,
SEO, correct.
Exactly. So describe a little more in detail about what makes your company different from others, or like what sets you apart from, let's say, an individual who just builds a website for artists.
Right, absolutely. So what we do is we kind of bring all that together. You've got organizations out there that will build a website. You've got another organization that will do the security aspects of it. You've got another organization that will help you with social media. We do all of that. We bring all of that together and leverage the technology. So we could build a website or help them learn how to maintain their website and link it to the social media. But on the back end, we can help them do the security of it, that the processing the credit cards to sell their songs, sell their merchandise is secure. There's disaster recovery for in the event something happens. And as well as we can help them do the SEO, the search engine optimization, and get their name out there and get out in front of the Google searches and stuff like that, so they can be easily found.
Last but not least, one of the advantages that we have over many of the competitors that were in the door first was that we don't nickel and dime the artists as we create the website for them. We're basically financing it at a low monthly fee. And as they need to make changes, we'll teach them how to make their own changes, so they're not paying somebody $75 an hour, $125 an hour or more to make those changes. On top of that, we see these artists that are always taking their own videos of their fan base for their live performances, etc., but they don't know what to do with that video afterwards. I've talked about the SEO, so we'll help them take that video, edit it, put it onto their website, which enhances their search engine optimization as we go along with that. And so, once again, Scott said it's kind of encompassing everything for them, one-stop shop, so that they're not dealing with 3 or 4 different companies.
So you're like a full-service website portal for sales. You help them understand and learn how to do videos, the whole 9 yards. Now, can we talk for just a minute about SEO? Because I'm guessing that most of our viewers may not even know what SEO is and how it works and why it's amazingly important.
Yeah, absolutely. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. So it's really is the Googles, the Yahoos, those that you're going to go out and search. Your website and what you've put on your website is keywords that you're going to embed into the text of your website, that you're going to use from metadata to your videos, that type of stuff. So as I'm out to Google and I'm searching for those individual keywords or something, I know that as an artist, my site comes to the top of the list, that I'm easily found. I come up in the list rather quickly, and I can go and find and look at you. So that's a key part of not only building the website, but marketing the website, and getting those links and those keywords out there that it's going to be to their benefit.
definitely. And I can add a little something into that, in that I foolishly, no doubt, built my own website thinking, oh, I can do this, I'm smart.
Many people do.
Well, but the point is that now, now I realize how many hundreds of hours that I put into building it, and I built it on a platform that's not very friendly to SEO, which means when you put in Nashville Recording Studio, when I first put up my website, we came up on page 8.
Right.
Sure.
And basically nobody ever looks on page 8.
Correct.
People basically look for page 1 of whatever they searched for.
Correct.
And we're at a point now where we can come up on page 1 about a half the time. However, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, and as my wife pointed out, I think of all the money I could have been making with my music.
Sure.
Right.
If I would have had you building on my website instead of
Well, and we see this a lot, Gary, where
Yeah.
somebody will have their neighbor Tom build the website for them, or Aunt Mary build the website for them, and there's a couple things that happens. That person stops building websites and they move away, and then that person's left with not holding the keys.
Yes.
They have no access to make changes on their own, etc. So there's one issue that happens. But
that happened to one of my clients actually not that long ago.
okay, we hear about it every week.
They asked me, they said, do you know anybody that can, do this? And I said, well, why do you? They said, well, because some guy had built the website for, a few $100s or something, and then less than a year later, when she tried to contact him to make a change, he was gone, and he was the administrator on the website, so she couldn't even get in the website.
Right. Exactly. And a lot of times they hold the keys to your domain name as well, so you can't even change the domain name. So or
Even
get
if
into
it's
it.
your own personal
Correct.
name, you still can't
Right.
even get into it.
Or there may be companies out there that actually handcuff you and don't let you move on
Yeah.
because they want to keep getting that monthly
Right.
fee from you, etc. And then
Gotcha.
it's back to that SEO again, the search engine optimization, where that website was built by Mary, and we might see a very nice looking graphic design website.
Yes.
It looks attractive, but yet there's nothing behind the pages. There's no tags to describe what that particular video is, or tag to describe what that particular photo is, and you've
So
got zero SEO.
It won't even come up then in a
Right.
Google search.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Right.
Right, exactly. The other thing I would point out too, Gary, is we see a lot of folks out there, and we've been talking with a lot of artists that are trying to do their own websites or leveraging friends to help them build their website. And there's a lot of templates that you can find out on the internet that you can go get for free. You bring it down, and you're going to use that template to build your website now. And it seems that it's fairly easy. The problem that we're finding with our security experts at the Arnett Group is that there's a lot of malicious code hidden into those free templates. And so while you're thinking you're getting a free website or a fairly inexpensive website, somebody's collecting your information off of your website. Either it's mailing addresses, credit card information, whatever the case may be that you're doing with your website is being emailed or phoned home to whoever put that malicious code into those
Right.
templates.
Which corrupts your fan base.
Correct, and you lose
Yeah,
your trust and your following in that website as well. So it's got to be very careful. It's not free, and there's a reason that it's out there. So,
That happened to my 12-year-old. At Christmas, we got him a really nice high-end gaming computer for online gaming. And he would download templates to use in the gaming that had malicious code.
Oh boy.
So 3 times since the holidays, we've had to completely erase and reinstall everything
Sure.
again.
sure.
So
Yep.
that's exactly what you're talking about.
Happens quite frequently, and so we have folks that come to us saying, "I'm in trouble. My website's in trouble," or my merchant account that I did set up to try to sell T-shirts or whatever off my website has completely turned us off. We've been blacklisted out there. Our domain is blacklisted.
Oh, yes.
So
That's-
so how do we get out of that?
Mention that, because I just read about that not long ago,
Right.
being blacklisted. So
It-
what can happen there? What kind of a problem can you get into?
Yeah, so if your domain name ends up on a blacklist and stuff and that and all, one is that you can end up on a list for a lot of the virus or spam organizations. So like Norton or McAfee will find that you're
Right.
on a blacklist. So if I'm coming to you as a fan, I'm not going to be able to get to your site. Your site's been blacklisted, so you're blocked. I can't get to you.
Okay.
Those
Or
types of things.
You'll try and go to their site and you get the little notice that said this website
Is malicious code or
Yes,
and not not safe.
I've seen
Those
that.
types of things. Yep, absolutely.
Or bottom line is Google is constantly changing their style of how they crawl websites, and so
Right.
if you don't have if you are blacklisted for one thing, but if you don't have appropriate SEO, or you've been doing well, I'm not sure the term, misappropriation of how you do your keyword phrasing,
Yeah.
Google won't crawl you at all, which means your fan base can't find you, and so therein lies a whole nother problem with that as well. Let's talk about the artists and the fan base, and why Scott originally went after this. Is one of the main reasons was for the artists. We had heard so many stories about how artists were not getting paid an appropriate fee for songs.
Right.
Writers, singers, songwriters, etc. And so we felt there was an opportunity to take our skill set and to build them and finance them a website and put the portal on the website, allow them to sell their songs online, but pay them a more appropriate fee. So in some instances, we're paying double, they're earning double to triple what other portals would pay them for their songs. And you know, we need to get the word out about that. There's an opportunity or another option.
That's terrific.
Exactly.
So in essence, you guys might be thought of as a direct-to-fan music marketing.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So an indie artist, someone who's not with Sony, and you know has Sony back behind them doing things, an indie artist can come to you and get a website, a way to sell off the website that's secure and that can rank higher in the SEO.
Absolutely.
The whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Yep, exactly, and get their portal put in there for not only selling their merchandise, selling their songs, that type of stuff, but some help with the marketing. How do I do the marketing not only online, but if I have a live show and stuff like that, and all we go to a lot of these events and concerts and summer fun activities that are out there. A lot of them are live bands are playing and they're having fun with the fans, but they don't know how to market to them and how to capitalize on that concert and that event. Even selling songs at the event, let alone how do we get it back now out to social media and stuff and interact with our fans. So
you've totally hit a sore spot there, because I can't tell you how often, and even on Facebook music groups, that I'm involved in, how often musicians just say, I got into music because I just want to write and play music. I don't want to have to be a marketing guy. I don't want to have to do this.
It's for some, it's scary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For many of them, it's scary. There's a lot of artists that they're comfortable on the stage and facing the fan, but they're not comfortable doing the other aspects of the business. And so we come in with our skill set of social media help for them, etc. And we can help a lot.
So in essence, like you say, it can be scary. And then there's a handful of uber geeks like myself who think, not a problem, I can do that. And then many hundreds of hours later, you've got a headache and you're wishing you would have let someone else do it.
When they could have been writing or polishing their songs,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's the sum total of it. Now, I heard you say something earlier before the show about 9 data centers. What was that?
Yes, so so Arnett Group, we've built 9 data centers. We've been in IT for 30 years. And we've helped customers and stuff, and that'll build data centers around the country. Wow. And we do everything from helping them to move data centers to consolidate data centers. But nowadays, it's all cloud services. You'll hear a lot of things around cloud services. So that's one thing that we offer. It's another technology that we offer not only to the individual artists, but record labels, others that say, boy, I wish I had a place to save my data files, my music stuff, and that kind of out in the cloud. One is I know it's secure and it's being backed up, but then I can reach it or access it anywhere I may be traveling at the time, from a hotel, from my studio, from another office, or at home. Being in the cloud, it's very accessible from anywhere where that you're at, and we can put all the security levels in there as well.
And the reason why I brought that up was that you guys are not just guys who sit and build websites on your computers. You actually know the totality of the hardware, the cloud, the net, the way everything works, literally everything from A to Z, practically.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That we do.
Wow.
We
Very
do,
impressive.
we do these services for major corporations across the country where we'll relocate their data, back up their servers, do their internet security, et cetera. Yeah.
So, and what made you want to go from large corporations to, indie songwriters? How did you get there? How did you, want to commit to helping indie songwriters?
Well, one is passion for music and for the individual artist.
That's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah. And it's like we've got all these skill sets and we've got all of this technology at our disposal. How can we leverage that for more than just crunching numbers in corporate America? There's other opportunities and avenues out there that we can leverage these skill sets for.
Yeah.
And so we go to these concert events, all summer long. Everybody kind of goes, to their events in their area and their hometown, and you talk to the individual artists and stuff like that, and you hear their pain points. You hear, how the money's been divvied out in this industry for years, and then it's like, you know what? There's got to be an option here that we can do something to not only help them, but help that whole music industry.
Because we can't sing or play any instruments. So.
No.
But you know what? That's so wonderful to hear that, though, because as you say, it's everyone that's in music is in it because we're passionate about the music, and we know that people who just love to listen to music are passionate about it too. But so oftentimes musicians and singers and songwriters feel like business people are preying on us rather than actually trying to be helpful. So
correct.
I hear that a lot. There's a lot of suspicion of people, especially people coming in from out of town into Nashville or going to Austin or going to LA. A lot of suspicions, and we just like an opportunity to tell people and to meet with you, the artist, and to talk about the product that we have. Hey, we're good hometown people, and we're willing to do a hard day's work for a fair price to help them make more money. And that's what the bottom line is. Stick to your business that writing, singing, etc., and let us do the technology side of it.
I'll give you an example of I understand exactly what you're talking about, because a well-known country group that is no longer on a major label, they were on a major label for several years, and when they got kicked out, they kept playing, booking gigs, and they financed their own CD and then started selling it on their own. I met one of the guys in a committee that I was on in a music industry function, and I said, listen, how's it going now? And the guy said, we've made more money off of this one CD that we made ourselves and are selling ourselves than we did with the major label through 3 #1 records.
Case in point, right there.
Because instead of getting 5%, all of a sudden they were basically getting 100% minus expense.
Sure, right. Absolutely.
So all of this makes perfect sense to me. So, can I ask you 1 or 2 questions that I'd like to ask almost all of my guests?
Absolutely.
Who wants to be the first guinea pig?
We'll let Don go.
Okay, here we go.
So, Don, let's say you're having a party at your house. Name 3 songs that you would play at the party.
There's definitely going to be some Leonard Skinner that comes out. Zach Brown Band, absolutely.
That's good.
My wife constantly plays Kenny Chesney at parties. But then I always got to get my hometown boy, the Lucas Cates Band, comes on and will play for us too. So there's my answer.
Excellent. Okay.
Fantastic.
So now that you've had time to think about it, what would be your 3 songs?
What would be my 3 songs? Well, so I'm an old school guy, I've been around a long time. So I still like some of the oldies, the Ronnie Millsap, the Johnny Cash. I would say one of the top ones probably would be Alabama, She and I, for a dance with my wife. So that's one of her favorites.
Sweet.
So
that's a good one.
Exactly.
Cool. One more question. Tell us something fun that we don't know. It can be something about yourself, or it can be a trivia piece. Anything you can think of.
Something fun about yourself that nobody would know or would guess?
Yeah.
All right. So something fun that nobody would guess is, so part of our company is we're all about helping organizations and people deal with disaster recovery. You know, whether it's technology, it's hey, I lost my files, our building or our church, you know, got wiped out. How do we pick up the pieces tomorrow, and how do we conduct business? But a lot of times people don't apply that to their own personal life. So my DR plan, personal DR plan is, if IT or technology were to go away tomorrow, I'm a motor coach driver. I have my license and stuff. I'm a substitute motor coach driver on the weekends. I take retirees out of Wisconsin to Branson, Missouri, and stuff. But yes, so that's my backup plan if technology were ever to fail.
But you know what? Where you're tied in with security and IT and all this, that's only going to grow.
Oh,
I can't,
absolutely.
I mean, of all the industries on earth, that and healthcare are always going to be here.
Right.
Which is funny because hauling those retirees to Branson's right back to the music industry and brings us full circle.
Right back to the music.
Yes, absolutely.
So my thing would be along that lines, or kind of playing off of that, is that a lot of my friends back home in Iowa and Wisconsin would laugh at me for this, but I want to go to Branson and see some shows.
Right.
I have a huge desire to go to Branson and see some shows, and I've never been there. My parents have been there a couple times, and there's people that I want to see.
I'll take them on the next bus tour.
Yeah, I'll ride in the back.
You're going to put him underneath with the luggage?
With the luggage. We'll wrap them in an 8 crate and we'll put them underneath there.
Now, let us know, too, and I'll make sure that the links are on the web, but how do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, so absolutely. So we have a toll-free number. It's 844-IT-STRATEGY.
Cool.
Or on the net, you can go to arnettgroup.net and or arnettservicesgroup.com. We've got a few of them out there, but that's how you can find us.
Is that ARNETT?
Correct.
GROUP.com.
Or .net. We've got a couple.
You got both.
So we got both.
Good. Well, I did that with my site too. So.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Gobble them up before somebody else does. So for our clients, we'll grab .net, .com, etc. for them. It's because they might not want it today, but they're going to want it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Right. To make sure also that their name doesn't show up with some guy that's an Elvis, impersonator.
Yes.
Well, let's say you're a singer-songwriter, and today nobody knows who you are, and so you have DonStarry.com.
Yeah.
4 years from now, I sell 3 million records. Guess who's out there buying up DonStarry.net, DonStarry, blah blah blah. Yeah. And if that artist doesn't own those, they're going to pay a high fee to get that. So
at that point, you're right, exactly.
And it's pennies on the dollar to buy them right now. So.
So anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to mention that you can think of before we sign off?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're new to town. We've planted some roots here, and we're here for the long term, and we're excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you here because you've got a service going that every indie artist needs. And as you said before, I've had a couple of clients that had a cheap website built, and then a few months later they couldn't find the person, couldn't change it. That was, and since they couldn't even hire someone else to come in and work on it because they didn't have the key. And, I mean, the whole thing is it's very, very important. And getting the SEO, honestly, is much more important than most of you probably have any idea.
There's going to be a lot of artists and a lot of their management teams that say you don't need a website, you can do just social media and do fine. We disagree with that. We believe to market yourself appropriately, you need a web presence other than Facebook, Twitter, etc. Yeah. You need to complement Facebook and Twitter with a website. So whether you get it from us or somebody else or you do it yourself, you need to have a website if you want to grow your business.
Yeah, but if someone searches for you on the internet, it's going to be a .com that probably comes up first before your Facebook, or your LinkedIn and all that. And if that .com is with somebody else, then
And if you doubt that, give us a call and we'll share some stories with you on that will give the backup of why that's important.
Right.
I've got one actually that's close to home. Is one of my clients is a metal band from Mexico City, Mexico.
Okay.
And when he was up here a couple of years ago cutting his first album, and he's fairly well known in Mexico, but not in the States, he's hoping to break in up here, we went on to get his website. And in Wisconsin, there is a polka band that had that band's name as a polka band.
Really?
Yes, and so this metal band is here, and they're totally incensed because they're metal and they're cool and heavy. And if somebody searches for them on the web, what comes up is the polka band.
That's great.
And it's not even young guys; it's a bunch of old duffers,
Right. Well, so. Wisconsin polka, it's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that, check them out. Go check out their website and give them a call, give them a text, give them an email, whatever, and we'll put those links underneath on the web. And thanks for watching, and see you soon. Rock well and often.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.